Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the New York Times crossword. Today's Thursday, June 19th. Let's get started with real estate, e.g. I don't know. First word of Carol's Jabberwocky. Oh, gosh. Twas? It starts with twas brillig, right? Groups that are often inactive in the summer, PTAs. Frida, who portrayed her chronic pain through art. Frida Kahlo, I think? Something like that? I'm not sure how you spell it. Stefani Germanata, aka Lady Gaga, I guess? Yes, Stefani is her first name. I couldn't have told you her second. Or her first, but seeing Stefani, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. That's very unfortunate. Could just be sad. I don't know about that. Weight measurement commonly known only by its second part? Don't know. North Blank, New York, home of Lake Placid. North Isle, North, I don't know. Simple exercise often done while standing. Don't know. Subject of This Land Is Your Land informally. The U.S. Like Hawaii among the 50 states. Westest? Like westernmost, normally we would say. Water wheel? I don't know. Secondary social media account, your alt. Self-congratulatory if you're smug. Water wheel, a helm is a wheel you use to steer a ship in the water. And this looks like, well, I was going to say it looks like west, obviously. Oh, is it the wettest? Maybe. Because you're in on this, you would say et tu, Brute, right? Person that should be impossible to surprise, a seer. Silent marching band position. I don't know much about how marching bands are composed. Trumpeted. You touted something if you trumpeted it. Upfront payments. I don't know. The best of the best. A1? Proverbial bad thing to have your mind in, the gutter. Upfront payment is an ante in like poker. Tattle on, or an instruction for answering. Gutter? What? It seems easy. I don't need instructions to answer that. Rat out? But why would that be an instruction to give you gutter? This looks like this is wettest. Sites for mosaics and cathedrals often. They put these in the apps, maybe? Nail polish brand, Opie. I just can't Copacabana. Okay. Some aquarium attractions. Instruction for answering this. Well, if this is rat out, which I think it is, maybe I should be thinking about some way to remove the letters R-A-T. Like, obviously gutter doesn't have those letters. Acrobat developer, Adobe. So this does look like sad. Ah, yeah, I guess that's true. There are long tons and short tons, and I guess the ton, like we never refer to the, I've never heard anyone say the short ton, but I know the long ton exists, since there must be another kind of ton, and I guess it's the short one, and we just call that the ton. North Elba? Real estate is an asset, sure. Toe tap you can do while standing, I guess. Is it an exercise? Back muscle in brief. A lat What's lat short for? Just laterals? When Elphaba sings Defying Gravity and Wicked, must be Act 1, I assume? I wouldn't think they would have an Act 5. Some aquarium attractions are octopi. Like the tail of a stegosaurus, it's spiked. I mean, I see there's a pie here and a pie here. Octopi. It's piked? I don't know. On, atop. More likely to be marked down, say. Talking about a sale or a test? I don't know. Bakery purchase a loaf. Diplomacy? Finesse. Comedian Chelsea? Don't know. Like a dog in the middle of a bath. Wet. I don't know. The Cavaliers, Indiana maybe? Maybe Illinois? No. Cleveland, isn't it? Cleveland Cavaliers? Why would there be an I? I don't know. Intermediary. I don't know. Blank of Solomon? I don't know what this is. Close or close? I don't know. Let's look at some downs. Creates some opportunities. Opens doors. Something close is nearby. Dog in the middle of the bath is spicy. He's soapy. He's sudsy. Maybe this isn't spiked, but it is. Well, but maybe octopi is changing this somehow. Fulcrum sculptor Richard. No idea. Sao must be. I don't know where Sao Gonzalo is, but begins to feel real. Sets in. Something sets in when it becomes real. Like, oh my gosh, I really moved. This is actually where I live now, you know? Activity for many high school juniors. Taking the PSAT? Driving test? Singer Cruise with the 2010 hit Dynamite. No idea. Teensy, I mean, it could be Itsy or Eeny. I don't know. Elected position, a role, a post. People are elected to a post. Informal name for a weather event. Oh God, no one in my life has ever said T-storm, but I've seen it in the crossword before, so it must exist. Richard Gary. Richard Hera. Precursor to a license. A permit, like they're talking about a learner's permit for driving. Teensy is probably itty. Whoops, not he. Singer Cruise. AC. No idea. This isn't prom. Huh. Whoa, ends PR? That can't be right. NASCAR dads must be a I mean, that's a group, I guess, yeah? They keep the wheels turning. Who knows? Oilers. Stunt person's two-wheeler, a BMX bike. Heavily inked, you are tatted up. Each is per. F equivalent? E minus? E sharp. I know so little about music theory. I know a sharp is like a higher note, but I don't know if an A is higher or lower than a B, for example. This must be E sharp, which I guess means that like A is lower than B is lower than C, right? Axles keep the wheels turning. Teddy bear is a toy. Asio, Elio. Maybe, I mean, post could be wrong even if itty happens to be right. You gotta take them bomb tests. Part of a beer name, Artois, as in Stella Artois. Certain clergy member, a bar hop? That you wouldn't think so, right? But maybe this. I just don't understand this theme. Art O is? Huh. You had the wheel if you drove. For all time is ever. From the start is anew. Forms union as weds. In no way. Not on my watch. No to, I don't know. Previously sweet or soft. Semi-sweet, semi-soft. Talking about chocolates and cheeses. In no way, not one bit. Make up some gloves and paint. Latex. Look at the bar hop. Podcasters need a mic, but that's not how you spell it. What? Chest guard is a bib. Ibex is like a kind of goat that climbs mountains and stuff. I mean, I assume it's not a type of goat. It's related to a goat. It's, what family are goats part of? I can't remember. Orderly display is an array. Reese Witherspoon. Temporary store is a pop-up. And we get ASU. Sure, Arizona Sun Devils. Okie dokie is yep. This is a commercial item. Twistable is an Oreo. And then this looks still like bar hop. Something prep. I mean, something is wrong here. Like, test prep would make sense. But permit has got to have it, like, right? I don't think permit can be anything else. Well, okay. So maybe T-Storm is giving me permission to answer permit, but use different letters for it so that the downs would make sense. And then I could just believe that maybe post is actually wrong. And then I could write test prep here. T's to RM? Is that what you're asking me for? This is OC to PI. This is RA to UT. I see. So I should fill this in with an RA, but understand that really what's meant is a UT, and that lets me write better downs. Parade something. Okay, so here, my RM should actually be a TS. And now I can write test prep. You elect people to seats. What the hell name is this? You need some vowels, man. Some consonants. But anyway, pet sit is a perfectly fine thing to write. Okay, so now AR to IS, a bishop. Yes, got it. So this octopi should actually be socked. The Cavaliers, yeah, now they're Cleveland, although I still don't know how it's written on a scoreboard. CLV, maybe? CLE? Dog in the middle of the bath is soapy. Richard, I don't know. Oh, position. I was thinking they meant position like, oh yeah, I'm the tuba player. That's my position. But they mean parade rest. That's a position that people can be in, or that the band itself can be in. Okay, an intermediary is a broker. Odes of Solomon? Solomon. I don't know what that is. Paretti. More likely to be marked down. Well, this looks like an L, right? CL or something for Cleveland. Well, this can't really be anything but an E or a V, and Piviretti is probably not a person's name, right? Chelsea Piviretti. So an E makes more sense. Marked down staler, like if bread were stale, it could be discounted. And we get Richard Serra. And this looks like a T? All right. Chelsea Peretti. All right, I'm glad I finally figured out what was going on with the theme. Because I filled in the theme answers in the normal way quite easily. I was like, this is obviously the gutter. And it wasn't until I had enough stuff filled in that I realized that was screwing up the downs, and I had to go back and figure out what would give me an excuse to write the obviously correct answer differently. The Mini. Electronics upgrade for their living room. A TV. An LED TV. Sneeze sound. Achoo. Common merch offering, a shirt. Journalism is a noted one? I don't know. John Nash. New TV? Echo into a canyon. A whirl around. Midsection is the torso. Journalism is a horse? Okay. I don't follow horse racing. I guess there's a horse named Journalism. Really? I gotta look that one up. Am I confused about that? Maybe. Yeah, a racehorse named Journalism. All right. Well, let's try horse for the Wordle today. Fine. Well, I wanted to do something like this, like strop. We can't have an S, and there's not a lot of good two-letter consonants that can go before R, except ST or SH maybe. SP, but that uses an S. There's not really any. I don't think you can do that. S is so special. Could the O be here? Or maybe, or our. And neither of those are very good. So let's say the X is later. How do you I was going to say, how do you spell forgo? I think I can never remember if it has an E in it or not. But either way, it can't be right because it would use the O in the place we know it isn't. Well, okay, if the O is after the R, then we need another vowel in the beginning. Liron. Birno. Huron, as in the lake. Oh, furor. That's a word. Or juror, I guess. But it isn't that. How can you make this a word? Maybe I'm wrong and the O can go at the beginning because there is a U there. But I'm not sure what words start O-U-R. Turbo? No, but I found the O. Really? Could be no, it can't be another R. We know there's not a second R. What goes after the R? Y? No. I? A curio. Okay, that was a tough one. I mean, I got it in 4, which is fine, but they were difficult. I couldn't find guesses. The hard part was not getting the answer, but coming up with anything to try. Final destination? Yeah, sure, that's a thing. Although presumably not actually part of a group. Jacks is a child's game. You can play ball, you can play jacks. It's not exactly like a great connection. Stops. Homework and attendance. These are things you are graded on in tests, in classes. A final. And papers. Yeah, that's possible. Gloves and masks cover body parts. Jackets do as well. I don't see another though. Like you wouldn't say foils usually, or jacks, or stops. Maybe things that are taken off in sayings, like mask off, glove off, the mask's off, gloves off, right? Those are things people say. Don't really see anything else. Starting point and destination, obviously. Those are steps. You know, there's stops in between. Destination, stops, starting point. These are parts of a trip, a visit, a route. So maybe that makes sense. These are the things on a train schedule or something. Or your cross-country driving trip plan. Yeah, let's submit this. Map app options, I guess. So what is this? These look like body part covers, but then there's not a fourth. A train and blocks. Yeah, maybe these are just things children play with, not specifically games. Right? Like babies play with these things, I guess. Although, I don't know, do kids get to play with jacks these days? You would worry about babies eating them. I don't know. I guess, yeah, classic toys. I guess you don't give these to until they're old enough not to just eat stuff when they turn 25. So I don't quite understand how foils means like a cover for a thing. Oh, this is all fencing gear. I see. Okay, sure. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.